If you've been replaying the same old moment in your head, the one your mind comes back to without warning, listen to this. The voice that loops it has nowhere to live but the past. I want to tell you a story about a samurai crossing a snowbound mountain pass alone, with a voice in her head she could not silence. About a fall on the ice, and about what she discovered in the dark of the inn that night, about the voice itself, and where it could not follow her. Her name was Tsubaki. She had walked the roads of late Edo, Japan for 10 years. She carried a single katana with a deep red cord wrapped around its hilt. She was 30 now. That winter, she set out alone across a high mountain pass, a stone-paved road through pine forest, snow heavy on the boughs, the path narrow and slick with fresh ice. She had a voice in her head that morning. The same voice you have. The one that returns to one moment and circles it. For Tsubaki, it was something she had said to a friend years ago. 3 sentences. She had circled them 10,000 times. She walked the first hour in the pre-dawn cold. The voice rose with her breath. You should not have said it. You knew what it would do. You said it anyway. She walked. The voice walked with her. It found the rhythm of her steps and matched it. The pines stood watchful around her, dark ink against the pale sky. She tried, as she had tried before, to put the voice down, to answer it, to explain to it that she had been 20 when she said it, that the friend had forgiven her, that the friend was dead now and could not forgive her again. The voice did not care. The voice was not listening. The voice repeated itself. You should not have said it. You knew what it would do. You said it anyway. She walked into the morning. The snow began to fall lightly through the pines. Her cloak grew heavy at her shoulders. The voice did not stop. By mid-morning, she was crossing the spine of the pass. She had been on the road for 4 hours. The voice had been on the road for 20 years. She tried, as she had tried at every other crossing, to walk fast enough to leave it behind, to breathe deep enough to drown it out, to pay close enough attention to the trees, the snow, the path, to give it nothing. None of it worked. The voice changed shape, but did not change. Sometimes it was her own voice, sometimes the friend's, sometimes a voice she did not recognize. Sometimes it did not use words at all, only a sense, a pressure behind her sternum, a knowing she had done something wrong that could not be undone. She walked on. The snow grew thicker. The wind found the gaps in her cloak. The path narrowed where it ran along a ridge above a frozen river far below. She did not look at the river. She had walked this pass before. She knew the road. You should not have said it. You knew what it would do. The voice walked beside her like a companion she had never asked for. She was descending the far side of the ridge when her right foot went out from under her. The world tilted. The road, the trees, the grey sky, they all rotated in a way they should not rotate. And in the falling, for the long, slow moment of the falling, between the slip and the impact, the voice stopped. She felt the cold ledge under her shoulder. She felt her hip strike stone. She felt the wind move under her cloak. She felt her own surprised breath, sharp, alive, leave her mouth. She did not feel. The voice. The voice was gone. For the first time in 20 years, it was gone. She lay there, half on the stone, the snow against her cheek, her heart very loud in her ears, the cold burning at her temple. She did not move. She was 30 years old. She was alive. She had fallen on a mountain pass in winter. She had not died. And the voice that had walked with her whole life, the voice that had circled 3 sentences 10,000 times, had not come with her into the falling. Slowly, she got up. The voice came back, but she had heard the silence. That night, at a small inn at the foot of the pass, she set her cloak by the fire and her cold hands around a tea bowl. The bath had warmed her. The innkeeper had not asked questions. She sat with the tea. The voice was there again, the same 3 sentences. But she had heard the silence, and the silence had taught her one thing she had not understood. In 20 years of trying to silence the voice the wrong way, the voice could not survive the present. It could not live in this breath. The voice lived where she was not. It lived in what she had done. It lived in what she should have done. It lived in the long corridor of the past, in the rooms of memory she walked through every day without knowing she was walking through them. But the moment the world tilted, the moment she felt the cold stone, the surprised breath, the snow on her cheek, the voice was gone. Because the voice had nowhere to stand in that moment. The present was too small for it. The present held only her breath and her shoulder and the cold and the stone. There was no room in it for the past. The voice needed past. She drank the tea slowly that night. She felt the warm clay of the bowl against her palms. She felt the cold of the wooden floor through her socks. She felt the air move through her nose. She stayed there. The voice came and went. She did not fight it. She kept returning to the breath, to the body, to the right now of the inn, the fire, the tea. The voice could not live in the right now. So, the next time the voice returns, and it will return, and it loops over the thing you cannot stop replaying, stop trying to argue with it. Come back to the body that is reading these words. Come back to the breath you are taking now. The voice cannot follow you here.